Howdy doody, everybody.
What's up, y'all?
Howdy doody.
Welcome to the weekly live readings. And these weeks just be flying by. I swear, it just feels like we were doing this yesterday.
Where's my package?
It'll be delivered today.
I'm waiting on a computer stand for my computer. And it's a rainy day here. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but we had a thunderstorm yesterday. Oh, wait, the sun looks like it's kind of peeking through right now, but
yeah,
it's supposed to be raining for the next 2 days.
Arriving by 9.
Can we, see where they are in their car?
Only when it's, close.
I wonder how many people actually, on Amazon, you can, see where the driver is. I wonder how many people, try to drive up to the driver and say, can I have my stuff?
Well, the other day, I wondered how accurate it was. And it showed that it was just right down the street there. And I'm like, is that accurate? So I stared out the window here, and it was. As it was coming around the corner, it showed it on the map there. And I was like, I always wondered.
Wow.
So, anywho, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
These are for the live readings for personal readings. So these are not going to be for Virgo and all the normal signs. So if you guys want to get in on it, it is one question for $25. I have put the link in the comments. I will pin it. I have to get the list together over here on my end. I'm kind of lagging today, but we have a couple to start off with. So,
and any new faces in here? Anybody new to my channel? This is Leah Lop.
Leah Lop Lollipop.
My lovely wife, my divine life partner, and my business partner. She's the one who built and runs this tarot business. So she helps me out on the weekly live readings. She's the one that runs everything behind the scenes. I'm just the face and the voice. Everything else, the structure of everything is all her. So, yeah, that's why I have her helping me. And, yeah.
Yep, so, and I'm happy to be here. So I don't think she could juggle all this at the same time.
Absolutely.
So we make it a good team.
Absolutely not. There's no fucking way in hell I could do all that and focus on reading.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, so I have a couple, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 more in the emails I need to add to the list. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So we have 10 altogether. So while I get the list together, we can just get started if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First, we're gonna start off with Mavis. It says, "I'm a Virgo. Will I end up with my Aquarius man? We have been on and off for about 5 years. We broke up today, but it feels final." I don't think they broke up actually today. It was when they bought it.
Right. Well, we got to look at the soul contract. Because when things go on and off, that usually means one of two things. So I got to see if the soul contract is complete. Oh, that was quick. That was real quick. Karmic wheel in the upright. So that means you all had past life karma. And with the karmic wheel in the upright, you completed your karmic contract. That's why it's been going on and off. So, yeah. It depends on what you mean by end up with him. There's a potential that it could be a reconciliation attempt again. But there's about a 98% chance of a repeat cycle. 2 of Wands reversed. So, yeah. Hey, Tower card reversed. There's a possibility it could be a reconciliation attempt again in the next 3 or 4 months. But then a repeat cycle. Loops around, repeats the same cycle. because you completed your soul contract. So, and also too, what that's doing is that's creating more karma along the way. So that's keeping this karmic cycle going, you know? So it depends on what you mean by end up with it. I'm seeing a lot of energy that could indicate another reconciliation attempt and probably a repeat cycle. I don't know if you're new to my channel or not, but I talk about this a lot. I've never personally witnessed an on and off relationship turn successful. Personally. That's not to say it's never happened, and that's not to say that it can't happen, but I've never seen it happen. Usually, well, every time I've ever seen two people going on and off and on and off and on and off, it stays on and off and on and off and on and off until somebody puts an end to it for good. Okay, yeah, 5 of Cups, Sun reversed. Okay. Well, there's a lot of energy here supporting a potential reconciliation attempt in the next 3 or 4 months, but there's no spiritual reason for the two of you to come back together, because the original reason why the two of you came together in the first place already served its purpose. So, yeah, end up with him for good? More than likely, no. More than likely, no. I'd give it about a 75% chance of a reconciliation attempt, though. So I'm not going to tell you what not to do. I will tell you, though, that you completed your soul contract, so that it will more than likely be a repeat cycle. So take that information and do with it what you would like. All right.
Okay, next is Sassy Beauty. What's to look forward to in love? Singles reading.
Are you in the chat? If you're in the chat, I'd like to know how long you've been single. Because in regards to blockages and whatnot, how long you've been single can help me explain it a little bit better. Are you in the chat?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll have to keep it a little bit more general. I won't be able to dig in real deep with like advice and whatnot. Yep, and that's why I had a feeling that was going to come out. That's past energy. So some kind of past energy is still kind of weighing you down a little bit. And depending on how long you've been single would be the advice moving forward. I don't know if your last relationship ended yesterday, last week, last month, last year. But the good news is I don't think you have any big, major, prominent miscellaneous soul contracts due to come in. Looks to me like there's nothing left to come in but your divine life partner. But the baggage, the energetic, vibrational baggage from the past is weighing you down and blocking your divine life partner from coming in right now. So you have a couple of things that you could do. More than likely, though, I held it up backwards. More than likely, though, probably entertaining the likes of multiple potential love options and offers. 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, but right now I'm not seeing anything really solid that sticks. And without knowing how long you've been single, I can't dig any deeper than that. Let me see what the second spread says. I'm not feeling that deck. What's the second spread? 5 of Pentacles reverse. Nine of Pentacles. So if your last relationship ended recently, the universe is going to put you on a little bit of a solo journey for the coming weeks and months to give you an opportunity to heal. But if you haven't, if your last relationship ended like a while back, a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and you've been going solo for a while, there's been a reason for that. I can't go any deeper than that though, because I don't know when you were single last. But yeah, like I said, the good news is I don't see any karmic contracts due. I don't know if you cleared them all or just never had any to begin with. All that's left is your divine life partner. Right now, though, whatever it was that happened in the past, the energy is still pretty heavy in your aura. Now, don't feel stupid, okay? This comes through all the time. That's one of the most common messages that comes through for the singles, okay? So don't feel like you're stupid or like you're doing something wrong or something like that. That message comes, I see that come through all the time. But like I said, the good news is, whenever you're able to release and clear that energy, boom, your divine life partner is all that's left. But you have to be a vibrational match to that person to attract them in. So, yeah, that's about all I can say without knowing any other details.
Where are you at on your readings on your main channel? Someone wants to know when you're doing Aquarius.
I do the signs in order, y'all.
So where are you at right now? Which one are you on?
I don't know. I do them in order.
It'll probably be done tomorrow.
Aquarius is at the end.
Yeah.
And like I said, I gotta, if I get the extended readings done too soon, I'll get way too ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So
I tried giving Rich an idea of doing weekly readings. Like, okay, so it would be, say, Aries for the week of May 4th through the 10th. And then the next week, or then you do the 11th to the 17th. Or I think that would be cool. And then you'd never run out of things to do.
Maybe.
But also, I did create like a podcast playlist, so you guys could also go onto his channel and then go under podcasts, and then just find your sign, and all of your readings will be there. So it's kind of easier to find. Okay, next we're gonna do Laura. It says, oh wait, hold on. Let me erase that. Says, I'm an Aries and he's a Virgo. I worked for 2 years with my previous boss, and there was such a strong attraction between us that eventually things became so tense it turned into constant conflict until everything exploded. And I handed in my resignation. Nothing ever actually happened between us, but I felt such a strong pull towards him, and I suspect that he felt the same. Now I've been working at a new place for a year, but I still can't get him out of my head. It follows me every single day. I've tried to forget him, but it's been in vain. Now I've discovered that his company is offering exactly the kind of job I've been searching for. My question is, I still can't forget him. Is there a chance that something could still happen between us?
Well, that I definitely have to look at the soul contract there. Because things like that don't happen by accident, like at all. So let's see what kind of soul contract we're dealing with here. 6 of Swords reverse. 3 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords. World card, and the 6 of Cups reverse. That stems back to a previous lifetime. Okay, so there was something from a past life, potentially karma. My 3 cards that indicate karma are the 6 of Cups, the World card, and the Wheel of Fortune. And I have them all but the Wheel of Fortune here. I have the World card and the Three of Cups in the reverse. The Six of Cups reverse. The World card in the upright indicates that whatever unfinished business you all had, you cleared it. Okay. The Six of Cups reverse, though, indicates that you created more karmic energy along the way and haven't released it yet. You already know that. You told me that. So that's tough to say with the Lover's card reversed. Like you cleared and completed the original contract. Three of Cups. Let me see what the second spread says. Let me see here. Two of Wands reversed. Three of Swords again. Ace of Cups. Tower card. Okay. So on paper, is it possible? Yeah, technically. But that requires quite a bit of work and dedication after you complete one contract to come back and rewrite a new one. So,
well, she was thinking about applying at the job again for the position.
I know,
but that would have been an extra question if we read that too.
Yeah.
But that could be if her coming back around and redoing the cycle is why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah. The short answer is yes, it's possible, but you have about a 90% chance that if the two of you came back around, it would be to clear the karmic energy that you created last time. And that could be beneficial if you're in the right headspace and in the right heart space. More than likely, if you come back around this person, you're going to feel a major energetic shift. It's not going to feel anything like it did. The energy between the two of you is going to be drastically different. And that could be beneficial because you very well could become extremely disillusioned by the whole situation and just release it by default. But on paper, is it possible to rewrite a new contract? Yeah, it's possible. It just doesn't happen very often. So you got to have pretty solid dedication on both parts to do that. In my entire tarot career as a professional reader for the past 7 years now, I've seen that accomplished successfully one time. So it's possible. But now there's a whole new karmic tie between the two of you that needs to be released. So, yeah.
Okay. We're on the next one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is Marlene. I have a past connection with someone I can't let go of. Which is so funny. It was like, these are back to back because I feel like they're so kind of similar in a weird way. Like the question is similar. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna shut up. I have a past connection with someone I can't let go of. It's been 7 years. We haven't been in contact or met, but it still haunts me. I've tried to let go to forget, but I can't. What will become of this connection / will we meet again? I want closure and to move on from this. I'm an Aries. He's Aquarius. 7 years ago, we had big feelings. It suddenly ended. In the meantime, we have communicated a little bit, but we haven't seen each other. I still can't get him out of my head. I want to know if there will be a new opportunity and a meeting between us.
Let me see. The soul contract, the soul agreement. That cuts straight to the point, man. The quickest, fastest, easiest way to cut straight to the point. If it's incomplete, then we can dig deep. If it's complete, though, then that pretty much stops us in our tracks. That's why I want to check, because I don't want to sit here and give you a bunch of advice that will just end up being a waste of time. If it's a completed soul contract, that's why I look at the soul agreement first. Boom, 9 of Pentacles, Page of Cups reversed. Okay. Well, honestly, Yeah, I think that this person, and again, very common message. Very, very common message. I see this all the time. This person is a very near and dear member of your soul family. Like one of the closest members of your soul family. And when I say that, what I mean is in past lives, you all have had many lifetimes together where you've played some of the closest, most intimate roles that humans can play in each other's lives, like husband and child, brother and sister, stuff like that, you know, in many, 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 many lifetimes. But you all have done that so many times that in this lifetime, you decided to take a break from that. So in this lifetime, there is no permanent contract. And what happens when you connect with somebody like that is you end up getting stricken with a really intense feeling of what I like to call soul recognition. So that person living in your head like that, that's triggering past life memories. And it can be very difficult to deal with, where there wasn't a permanent soul contract in this lifetime, but your soul remembers all those past lives and how close you all were in previous lifetimes on a soul level. And it can be really hard to deal with. But there's not a contract in this lifetime. So let me see what the second spread says. Star card. There's the Aquarius. Six of Swords reversed. Well, here's the thing. Could you potentially meet again? Potentially. Because if you stay that energetically tied to somebody and you never let go of it, the more time passes, the more it increases the chances that you'll manifest being brought back together, or at least, you know, being magnetically drawn towards the person. But most of the time, if there's not a soul contract there, that can sometimes be disappointing when that happens. But it ultimately could help you release it, potentially. But so it's possible that the two of you could reconnect, but there's not a soul contract in this lifetime. This person is just one of the closest members of your soul family. One of the very, very closest. Probably, honestly, this person, in comparison to all the lifetimes you've had with them, is closer on a soul level than your family is in this lifetime, you know, because you switch roles around and decided to play different roles with different members of your soul family. So contractually, no, but it is possible that in the next few years, you could potentially manifest coming back together with this person. So, all right.
Okay, next is for Stacy. My husband recently asked for a divorce and has already jumped into a relationship. Is this a rebound or mistress?
Ooh. I don't know how much I'll be able to dig up about that. I try to make it a really strong point to tell everybody on my main channel, I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. So now what does that even mean? A rebound or a mistress? What's that mean? Do you know?
Like a mistress is like someone who you've been hooking up with secretly, and then like a rebound is somebody that you hook up with after the relationship just to get over the relationship. Like, you don't get that?
I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how I would read that. And I'm trying to figure out if I would even have permission to read that. The Spirit might not give me a bunch of details on that, especially since you all already separated.
Well, then
Let me see.
might not be able to read the second one either then.
And the biggest reason is usually spirit comes straight through and says, why does it matter? What difference does it make? That's what spirit tells me. That information isn't going to change anything. But actually, I mean, I'm feeling like they did have some history. So if anything, if I had to pick one of the two, probably mistress. If she's right, I don't know. I feel like they did have some history before you all separated. So it was planned, for him to leave the relationship and jump into that one. Now they have karma from a previous lifetime. So they have a soul contract right now that they're taking care of. And I don't think there was anything random about this. I don't think. I mean, this was very premeditated and very thought out. Let's see what the second spread says. Temperance again, yeah. So this was planned out. There was nothing random about this. 9 times out of 10. When somebody jumps straight from one relationship to another, it was planned out. It was planned out. Because if you're going to leave a relationship and you want to be single, the likelihood that you're going to jump into another relationship is very unlikely. Very unlikely. Because you're going to want to be single and heal and be by yourself. When somebody jumps from one person to another, it was planned. So they probably have had some history. Definitely. But like I said, on a spiritual level, they do have some karma that they're working on. But if that's what you were asking, yeah, I think they definitely had some history. There wasn't anything random about this. Okay.
So her next question was, hubby, 16 years, asked for divorce, has a new girlfriend, and had her and 2 kids move into our home all in 2 months. Is he following his dad's cycle? Was it easy to leave me?
So that's 2 questions. Dad's cycle, what's that mean? I don't know what that means.
Like, what do you mean?
Following his dad's cycle, what's that mean?
Maybe the dad did that. Like, it's maybe like a generational thing. Just pick one, I guess. If you can't read the first one, then I guess.
Well, I need to know what it means in order to read it.
That's what that means. Like following his dad's cycle. Like, if his dad must have did the same thing to them. I mean, if you're in the chat, you can obviously speak up. But that's what I'm gathering from that.
I'll just give this person an energy check. And High Priestess. Yeah. This is a codependency connection. There's the karmic wheel again, though. So it's a codependency connection. And again, basically what that means is he's getting high off of the new person feeling. Once you've been with the same person for a long time, you aren't really hypnotized by that person like you used to be when you first got together. A man won't be completely mesmerized by your beauty once he's been with you for 5 or 10 years. And that's normal. That's natural. But if he's codependent and if he has that broken void in his heart, eventually he's going to start seeking that feeling somewhere else, that exhilarating feeling when you connect with a new person, And not only that, but they do have a karmic contract. They absolutely 100% have a karmic contract. So, was it easy to leave you? Yeah, probably, because, like I said, it's a codependency thing. He met somebody that is providing a very short-lived, fleeting explosion of exhilarating emotions, and it's pulling the wool over his eyes and he's blinded by it. And so I don't know anything about his dad's cycle, but they have a karmic contract from a previous lifetime. Let me see what the second spread says. And again, like I said, I'm not allowed to spy on the details of somebody else's life, but I can say that the energetic pathway that he's on right now, let's just say it's not something that would sustain a healthy, successful relationship. Not at all. Because, that's, like I said, it's a codependency connection. Very, very soon, that explosive, exhilarating feeling that he feels with this new person is going to wear off. He won't be that mesmerized by her beauty anymore. And if there's not true love, which there's not, there rarely ever is with a codependency connection, he'll probably lose interest almost immediately. Or she might lose interest first. Now, that's just based on the energy. Temperance. There's the karmic wheel again. So, yeah. I mean, was it easy? Yeah, because he has the wool pulled over his eyes over a codependency connection. But I think that at some point in time between now and 2030, 6 months from now or 6 years from now, I don't know, but he's probably going to end up regretting it. Probably. Because that's just like running to the bar and getting drunk because you can't handle your stress,
Yeah, and then he's going to realize what a dumbass he is because you guys have kids together and then he has all this that he just threw away for just some little fling.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
So, okay. Next we have Connie. Who's stalking me online and are they stalking my home? Okay, so we can't do who because he's not psychic, medium, or whatever. But I think you can see the energy of if there's stalking energy going on.
Well, let me ask you this. What makes you think somebody is stalking you? That's what I want to know. Yeah. Do you have a certain person in mind that you think might be stalking you? I can do that. Like if you ask me if a certain person is stalking you, I can look at that. But I need to know why you think somebody's stalking you if you have a certain person in mind. And I can look at that.
Are we waiting for?
Yeah, waiting for. I can't read that. Whatever response.
Okay, so someone wants to know how this works. Okay, so there's the pinned link in the comments. You're gonna go and click there, and then it'll allow you to pay the $25, and there'll be 2 boxes, and it'll say what name you want to go by. If you want to go by an alias, or you can just pick your regular name, and then under that, there's a box for your question. You ask one question. It has to be kind of specific. If you're asking about a person, please include if it's a current person, past person, what else?
New person
you're interested in, they don't even know you exist. Just some details, add some details to it. I know there's not that much space in the box, but if you could just add some information. If you're single, how long have you been single? Kind of just a little bit of background.
Yeah, the more generic the question, the more generic the answer. So
yeah.
Because I'm not a psychic medium, I'm an energy reader. I need to know what to say to the cards in order to know what they're saying back to me.
Right, and no questions regarding a past on loved one.
Yeah.
No, you can't interpret numbers.
I can't.
But if you go on click the link, and then I have a whole description of things that you can and cannot say or ask.
I can't talk to the dead. Now, over the past few years, I have been dealing with spirits from the other side trying to get my attention, but I haven't figured out how to interpret it. You know, it's really hard. I don't know. I overthink it a lot, you know, so that's one thing that I am working on perfecting is that, you know, if somebody, now I don't know how to call on somebody. It's always random. It'll be completely random when somebody from the other side tries to get my attention, and it'll lead me down this big, deep rabbit hole that usually ends up leading to something that I think they were wanting to tell me, but I don't know. Let me tell you what the first one was. Well, the first one that I know of.
Okay, well, the girl's in the chat, so hurry.
Okay, never mind. Right,
no, we want to know.
What
Don't leave us hanging. Don't leave us hanging. Go.
The actor Brad Renfro.
Oh, yeah.
I know nothing about that dude. I don't know anything about his work. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. Don't know the first fucking thing about this dude. And then all of a sudden he climbs up in my head and just owns my fucking thoughts. And I just could not get this dude out of my head. And I'm spending weeks and weeks and weeks digging and digging and digging. And then finally what I ended up finding out was in all the police reports of his death, there was a lot of discrepancies that made no sense. And what I got out of it is I think he was murdered. I don't think it was an accidental overdose. I think they killed him. And I think that's what he was trying to tell me. But I've just kind of kept that to myself because, you know, I'm still really rusty. So I don't know. Once I feel confident, you know, I'll be more public with it.
Okay, so she said that it's a karmic past relationship that she feels like she wants to know if that's who it is that's stalking her.
Past person. All right. Well, so just to let you know ahead of time, there's one specific card I'm definitely looking for, and it will be the Page of Swords reversed. If that one comes out, this person's 100% stalking you. It's not the only way to read that, but if Spirit wants to be awesome and make it easy on me, that's what I would like to see. King of Wands reversed. Well, we have the Page of Cups reversed. So, well, so far from the first spread, I don't know if I would call it stalking, but I do think this person does try to check up on you from time to time, but it doesn't really feel like, you know, crazy psycho stalker. But I think this person does check up on you from time to time. Hang on, let me see what the second spread says. Judgment reversed. Ten of Cups reversed. Six of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so I don't actually have the Stalker card. So I don't know if you would call that stalking or not. I guess, I mean, depends on how you define stalking. Is this person obsessively watching your every move all day, every day? I don't think it's that bad. Not quite that bad. But this person does keep an eye on you and check up on you from time to time, or at least try to. I don't know if you have maybe a social media that's public or, you know, something like that. But this person does make an attempt to try to see what you got going on in your life. But I wouldn't say that it's anything that you really seriously have to worry about. If this I don't know, did it say how long ago it ended?
No.
Oh, well, right now in the current moment, it doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. Maybe it was in the past. Like maybe this person was trying to obsessively stalk you and just kind of like backed off potentially. But right now in the current moment, just from time to time, I think, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, they will try to peep in on you and see if they can figure out what you got going on. But I don't think it's anything you have to worry about.
Okay. Okay, so this person we did last week. PT 151 rum. Just kidding. This person we did last week, their question was about the girl going to Vegas with him. So this is like a follow-up question. Okay, so you're lucky I remembered you because I usually save all of the questions like from every single reading on a spreadsheet, and I accidentally deleted all of the questions and stuff from last week. But yours definitely stood out, so I remember yours because I normally will go back and like refer to it. But anyways, do you remember that one?
Yeah.
It was asking if she was gonna go.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She blocked him.
I don't remember what came through, but I kind of remember that question.
You said it was kind of like 50-50 or 60-50 because she doesn't know. Okay, so it says she contacted me last week about 5 minutes before Rich pulled my cards. I met with her on Friday for lunch, but she hasn't decided if she's going to Las Vegas with me. I'd like to know what she plans on doing before I ask her again. If I could get a definite yes or no, that would be great. I'm a Libra and she's a Capricorn. And then also he wants to know if you could read the soul contract or if that would be considered like an extra question.
I didn't read it last time.
I don't think so.
No, I usually look at that anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I can look at that.
And then I let him know, like, cards don't always come out like a definite yes or no, and so we'll just try to see.
Well, that's why I look at the soul contract.
Yeah.
Now I can look at what she's planning, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly what she's going to do. I can look at her energy.
Well, that's what we did last time. We looked at her energy, and it was kind of like she wasn't sure.
Ace of Pentacles reversed. She don't know.
That's what it was last time.
Well, here's the thing. I think she wants to go to Vegas.
Because it's Vegas.
Yeah, because it's Vegas, but she doesn't really.
She doesn't want to go with you.
Yeah, yeah. So she's torn. She's not sure.
That's so sad. I just like already knew that.
Yeah. So with the Two of Swords and Two of Wands, she's torn because she wants to. She's debating. Should I just go ahead and do it? And because she doesn't want any drama. She doesn't want anything to pop off again. Because it feels tense and weird, and I think she's trying to alleviate the tension. So both cards of indecision came out in the same spread.
That's like the same cards that came out last time too.
Yeah, Two of Swords, Two of Wands. These are basically the air and fire version of the same card. The Two of Swords means having a decision to make and you don't know what decision to make. Two of Wands is like being at a crossroads and not knowing which path to take. So they're pretty much the same thing. Let me see if I can look at the soul contract. I'm surprised I didn't read that last time.
I don't know if you did or not. I really don't remember that. And I don't know if you guys like drink or not, but I mean, maybe if you're coming to Vegas. But from a girl's perspective, she's probably like thinking, oh, well, if I just get drunk, it's going to be all right. But like, I think maybe that worry of something, whatever the drama is, I think that's like holding her back too. Like she wants to go, but then she's like, oh, we'll just party and have fun.
Yeah.
That's just like a girl's point of view, because that's just what I would do.
Knight of Swords. World card reversed. Six of Cups reversed. Past life karma. There's definitely a karmic tie here. That's my past life card. That's one of my karma cards. So there's definitely a karmic tie here. Definitely. I don't know if you all had karma when you very first came together, or if this is the karma that you all just created through this little fiasco that you had. But there's definitely a karmic tie here. 100%. 100%.
Is it not complete?
No. No. And she doesn't know, like I said, what to do because she wants to go, but she doesn't. So I think what she's really trying to do is she's trying to defuse the situation, and she's trying to get to a point where she feels comfortable enough with the energy so that she can go with you. But right now, the energy still doesn't feel right, so she doesn't know. So, damn.
That's annoying.
If I had to make a prediction, I would say I'd give it about a 60 to 75% chance, and I think she probably will, just because she wants to, and she's trying to energetically influence the situation so that she can. But if the tension doesn't subside on her end, then she probably won't. So
if you end up getting her out here, you better call us and we'll all hang out. I'm just kidding. Kidding, not kidding. I don't know. That would be funny though. You can convince her to go with us. Be like, these people, they want to meet up with us. It'll be so much fun. Except we're boring. We don't party, so
no.
it would be very boring. All right.
Nerky dirty.
On to the next one. All right, next is for Gemini. How does Leo really feel about me? Is there any interest / care, or have I been living in an illusion? Help me, Rich. We don't really know who that is, though, so that kind of would help.
So
who this person is to you.
I would imagine this is somebody you have no history with. I wish there was a little bit more info there. I guess it doesn't have to be, but first I want to see if there's a soul contract. It's the first thing I want to see. Two of Cups reverse.
Oh, she said no history.
Okay. Well, the reason why you feel the way you feel is because the two of you do have karma from a previous lifetime. I suspected that. Didn't want to say anything until the cards came out, though, but there's the karmic wheel reversed. So I think there is a sexual attraction here. I would say that. But honestly, I think this person just kind of has their options open, kind of willing to play around with pretty much anybody they can. And there's a sexual attraction. So, no, you haven't been living in an illusion per se. Sexual attraction. And let me see what the second spread says. Let me see. Temperance. Seven of Cups again. So I don't know what this person's relationship status is. Hopefully they're single because they got their options open. I don't really think they want to settle down with anyone. Now, do they feel the energetic connection too? Yeah. No, you're not making it up in your head, but I just don't really think this person's trying to settle down. I think there is a sexual attraction. But that's about it. There's the karmic wheel again, too. I don't know any other way to break that down and explain it. Don't really know how to explain it. And I don't have very many details on the situation, so I don't want to try to dig any deeper. But there's a karmic contract. This person sexually attracted, but has their options open and isn't really trying to settle down with anyone right now. So hopefully that helps.
Okay, next is for Virgo 278. My ex-fiance and I just recently separated after 10 years, engaged for 2. We only speak about our daughter. Is there a chance of reconciliation?
Let me see if the contract is complete. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Four of Cups. Two of Swords. Okay, that kind of feels like an incomplete contract. Empress reverse, Two of Swords. So, yeah, Six of Wands reverse. I don't think that was a completed contract. However, the person that you're dealing with, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, has really heavy energies of independence blasting off of them. I don't know if they're in a relationship or talking to someone or what, but this person really, really, really wants to be independent. So that's where it gets tricky. Let me see what the second spread says. What you do have working for you, though, is that it's an incomplete contract. So I don't really think, contractually speaking, it was supposed to come to an end when it did. Let's see. Y'all were together for 10 years. Wow. 10 years. I don't know. I would imagine, I could be wrong on this, but if I was going to walk away from something that I've been involved in for 10 years, that'd be a final fucking decision. A final decision. Because I don't know who walked away from who, but, you know, I would imagine if I've been with you 10 years and I make the decision to walk away from you, that's a final fucking decision. I ain't going back, you know? So, Virgo card reverse there. Two of Pentacles reversed. Six of Cups reversed. Ooh, we got the Death card there. Well, High Priestess reversed. Two of Wands reversed. So is there potential for reconciliation? Yes. There's an incomplete contract. But right now, it looks like this person, for the time being, is pretty stuck and set in their ways. I kind of wish I knew who walked away. Who ended it? Was it them that ended it? It kind of feels like this person may be the one that ended it, but I don't know. I don't want to go too far into that without knowing. I would give it about probably a 40-50% chance of reconciliation. But the more time goes on, honestly, rather than the chance increasing, it's probably going to decrease because this person's really valuing their independence right now and really enjoying the feeling of just not having to answer to nobody and being independent. So that's a tough one. But at least you have working for you that the contract is not complete. So that does leave the door open for the two of you to come back together if you both wanted to. So that's about all I can get out of that.
Okay. Next is for Louisa. Will I meet my soulmate soon?
Which one? You mean your divine life partner? Every single person you have ever connected with in your life is a very near and dear soulmate. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. That's why I like to use the term divine life partner. That's just my thing. Because it's less confusion, you know. But what I'll have to look at is what other soul contracts you have due to come in. Because it's not really timed out as to when your person shows up. Because first of all, you have to be a vibrational match to that person in order to attract them in. If you're not, there's a lot of people who go to their deathbed never attracting their divine life partner because they never ascend to the vibration that will attract them in. Let's see if you have any miscellaneous contracts due. Let's see. Page of Wands. Star card, King of Swords reversed. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think you have any major prominent miscellaneous contracts, meaning karma, bump contract, course correction, spiritual lessons that you need to learn. I'm not seeing any big major miscellaneous contracts due. So that means that there's nothing left but your divine life partner. Now, I don't know how long you've been single, but the last person you was with is still very, very, very heavy in your energy. Very heavy. And that could push the timeline out and slow down the process of attracting that person in at best. At worst, it could completely block them from coming in altogether. Right now, though, I don't see a complete roadblock, but it does feel like it's weighing you down and slowing that process down. Let me see what the second spread says. Eight of Swords. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, Lover's card reversed. So with the Devil card here and the Nine of Swords, again, if I don't know how long you've been single, I can't dig this up too deep because that plays a major role in what I say about this. So all I can really say, though, is that it's pushing the timeline out and it's slowing the process down. I don't know what you mean by soon. Everybody has a different definition of the word soon. Some people, soon means in the next couple of weeks. For some people, the next couple of months. Hey, every now and then somebody thinks soon means the next year or two. But with the Lover's card reversed, I wouldn't call it soon. But that's all you have left, though. That's the good thing. That's the good thing. That's all that's left is your divine life partner. So, yeah, I don't know how long you've been single, but I would definitely be focused on healing and ascension. And you could potentially attract that person this year or next, potentially, if you go on a healing journey.
So my package is being delivered from Amazon or the USPS?
Amazon.
I thought you said it was USPS.
Oh, hang on. Let me see. It might be. I kind of remember saying that. Oh, yeah, USPS.
Click on it. Does it tell you where it is? It's not even out for delivery yet.
Yeah, it is. Out for delivery.
By 9 p.m.
Yeah, but it'll be there before then.
Do they put it in the mailbox? They can't fit that in the mailbox.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they put it on the porch. Just depends.
Well, I'm listening out the window for my package. I'm impatient for my package. I hope it's not ugly and I hate it. There's nothing worse than being so excited for a package and then it arrives and you're like, great, now I gotta return it.
Yeah.
Oh, all that excitement for nothing. Okay, next is for Lulu. It says, Capricorn, I'm 8 months preggo and hubby Scorpio left me last week. Been no contact. He's been cold, no reason. I was blindsided. Will he open his eyes and reconcile? We've been in minimal contact nearly 3 weeks. He blindsided me 2 weeks ago. asking me to abort baby. I'm 8 months. That's not legal in California. Since my mother-in-law found out I was pregnant last year, she's been pressuring him for an abortion, and even told me that we were not ready. I'm 33 years old. I pay all the bills. Respectfully, it's not her choice. Agreed. She said we could not name baby after her, then went on to say we can't move to Dubai. It would be bad and I would hate it. My husband was in Israel for work. We were so happy, and this blindsided me, being called out of nowhere, being told multiple ways to kill our 8-month baby, saying we are not ready. Should I not be saying that out loud on your main channel? Okay. Once I declined that, yeah. I don't know how to say all this. I don't know. He dumped me and cleaned out our joint account, blocked me on everything, popped back up on Monday requesting a DNA test and a divorce. I never cheated. I loved him more than life itself, and I'm heartbroken. I know this is my monster-in-law, and I'll comply to the test, but to be here alone and scared, my pregnancy is high risk. He won't speak to me every time I update him. I'm in the hospital, and he responds in DNA test. I don't understand. Tuesday, he's telling me about dreams in Dubai. Wednesday, he's describing how to, the baby. And Thursday, I'm negative 17K blocked. Then Monday, I get a call from his mother requesting a DNA test and a divorce. It's crazy to me. I'm so scared, and I'm doing this alone. Oh my God.
Sounds like a little titty baby. Sounds like a mommy's little titty bitch.
This mother is like crazy.
Sounds like a little mommy's little titty bitch.
That's crazy.
I have no fucking respect for any man that's a little mommy's titty bitch. No respect. Like, fuck that. You a bitch.
She is out of line though, like the mom. That's crazy to me. That he would even take the mom's side and all this. Like, what is she putting in his head?
Yeah, but he should be the one that puts his foot down and says, "No, fuck you." You know?
I know.
That's what I did. My mom got a nasty attitude with her. I blocked her. Fuck you. I will never talk to you.
But that's like crazy. Like, she's already 8 months. Like, she's almost to term, and all because the mom doesn't want it.
So what's the question?
Are they gonna reconcile?
Well,
because he took all the money out of the account and says he wants a divorce, all because of the mom.
Well, here, let me just give you something to think about. What if you did? What if you did? Do you think you would be able to sleep at night?
He could do it again. Like, if he's did it once, he's probably gonna do it again too. But like,
you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Your stress would be through the roof, wondering when he's going to do it again. And then, the drama that the mom is going to cause. Anyway, let me just see what comes through. Devil card.
She's already so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Well, we do have the Tower card reversed there, but it's next to the Hangman.
The Devil card is probably the mom.
Yeah. Huh. So this was not supposed to come to an end. So the contract is incomplete. Things are not going according to plan. This is not the way things were supposed to go down. So you've overshot the target. That's where a situation like this, it's hard to read what's going to happen when it's not happening the way it's supposed to be happening. So this was not part of the plan. So, yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. Let me see.
Oh my God, the Amazon truck is here.
Oh. Let me see what the second spread says here. Boom, boom, boom. King of Swords. Boom, boom. Knight of Cups reversed. Fool card again. 2 of Cups. Well, there's a lot of energy. I'll tell you this much, okay? Because of the simple fact that this was not supposed to come to an end like this. It was not supposed to be going down like this. You do have a lot of energy from the other side trying to push the two of you back together. Now, whether or not that's yours, I bought that for you.
Oh.
Whether or not he responds to that is hard to say. You should be reconciling, though. There's a lot of energy from the other side trying to push the two of you back together. So I would give it about a 50 to 60% chance of a reconciliation, simply because it wasn't supposed to come to an end and the other side's trying to push the two of you back together. Because it'll screw up the whole path of everything moving forward if you don't. Then all soul contracts will have to be completely rewritten. So I'd give it about a 50 to 60% chance, but it just depends on how much he fights it and his mom.
This should be a good eye opener for his mother.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Oh. I thought this was like a sticky hand or something. You know the sticky hands that you get out of the vending machines?
Yeah.
Yeah, my kitchen gloves. I don't think it's in here, dude.
Well, I told you it's USPS delivering it, goofball. Not Amazon. We just looked at that.
The fuck is this? Espresso cup?
Oh,
Let me guess. It's a genie lamp.
No, goofball.
A genie lamp espresso cup?
No.
Anyways, Lulu, I am so heartbroken for you. Like, seriously. I have to, like, protect my energy because I'm, like, feeling that deep in my core.
But this is the present I bought you.
I don't want this. I want my thing. You guys get to watch me open a gift. Is it a genie lamp shirt? You guys get to see it first. What the? Okay, he's like so obsessed with genie lamps right now. It's like crazy. Okay, I don't know why, but he's buying all these genie lamp things. So he bought me a cat shirt coming out of a genie lamp. Why?
Because it made me think of you when I saw it.
Oh my god, I don't even like the genie lamps. You are so funny. Thanks.
I was obsessed with genie lamps when I was a little kid.
Oh my god.
I had 2 of them. I had my papa take me to the store and buy them, but they were, back then you didn't have the internet, you know? So you had to go try to find it at the toy store, and it was a cheap plastic piece of crap. So now we got Amazon, so.
How did I know? How did I know it was going to be something with the genie lamp?
Is it cool though?
I mean, yeah, send me a good pajama shirt. Thank you. That is just so random. Quit buying random stuff. You always buy random
It's
things.
for you.
Thank you. So funny. Okay. Well, how are you doing? Are you energized still?
I'm good, yeah. But yeah, that does suck though.
I
So
know. I like feel. We need to like sage after that one. Get the sage.
where is it?
I think it's over there on the dresser. Back of luck. Back of luck. We need to sage from the mother-in-law devil energy.
Yeah, that shit just pisses me off just hearing it.
Seriously.
Ain't nothing that gets on my nerves more. And it probably honestly has to do with my own family, because that's my little brother for you. I got a little brother who's a little mommy's titty bitch, you know? So that's probably why it pisses me off when I hear that shit.
Yeah. USPS literally takes forever. They're not even supposed to be delivering on.
And sometimes on Sundays, somebody will come out and just deliver packages.
All right. How do I get that job? That would be fun. Just extra money just to drive around. That literally sounds like a cool job.
The mailman?
No, just delivering packages randomly on a Sunday.
You got to be a mailman.
Well, okay. Next, we're going to read for Rach. It says, after speaking with Amako yesterday, why he didn't call me back or meet up with me yesterday as planned.
I wish I knew a little bit more about the situation.
They're in the chat.
Okay.
In the chat.
Now what? So is this a potential love interest?
I ended it. He is junk. Or he's jerk. Sorry. I read that wrong. He's a jerk.
So you ended it?
We dated off and on 1 year and feel wasting my time.
I'm kind of confused. So you ended it and you're wondering why he didn't call you back? I'm confused. That's confusing. was
What's the story?
Yeah, what?
She said, he's a cab driver, always makes excuses about work. So it's just an ex, so she just wants to know why he didn't meet up.
Well, yeah, but if you ended it.
She said, I spoke with him at 6:30 p.m. He said he was working. He's going to meet up with me. And then he sounds like he didn't.
Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Well, I don't know what I should read. I guess I'll just give this person an energy check.
Around 9 p.m. I ended it by text, 9:30.
Oh, okay. King of Wands reversed, the game player card. He's a game player. And it wouldn't surprise me if he was dealing with somebody else. There's somebody else's energy really heavy in his energy. Really heavy. Now, I always have to preface this by saying I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. But there's somebody else very heavy in his energy. Very heavy. So is this somebody he's been actively dating? Is he juggling you and somebody else? I don't know. Or is it just somebody he's got his fingers crossed and his toes, hoping to be able to get with him? I don't know. If I was to guess intuitively, I would say it's somebody he's probably messing with and juggling you and somebody else. I could be wrong on that, though. My intuition without the cards is about 85% accurate, where the cards are about 98. So, yeah. Let me dig a little bit deeper here. Let me dig just a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. Devil.
He's a liar.
Yeah. So.
Your intuition is right.
I've been looking for the card that would indicate whether or not he's actually busy with work. And I haven't seen it. That would be the Two of Pentacles.
Or that one where he's like building the coin.
Two of Pentacles. Well, yeah, but like that one. Yeah, but the one I'm mainly looking for would be like the Two of Pentacles. Because in the Two of Pentacles, the dude's like doing a dance and juggling pentacles, meaning he has so much shit going on, he doesn't have time to do anything else. So, well, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, but I don't have the Two of Pentacles. So that's kind of one of those things where it's like, is he busy with work? Yes. But is that the reason why he ditches on you and shit? No. So it's like he uses a little bit of truth to tell a lie, basically, you know? So, yeah, I think he's a game player. Somebody else in his energy. And, yeah, ending it was probably your best bet because You know, he's a game player.
And it's a past person, maybe, right? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
That he's talking to someone from the past?
I think it's potentially somebody that he has a past history with. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that, like I said, because I'm not allowed to really spy on the details. So that could be, because like people who do that, if you really dig as deep as you possibly can, they're energetically tied to so many fucking people. And it usually starts way back where they were in one relationship that completely shattered them. And then after that, they're just never the same. And they can't commit to nobody. They're constantly chasing a distraction that'll distract them from their heartbreak. In the meantime, creating more heartbreak and more drama when it all started with one past person, you know? So, yeah, he's a game player. It was a good thing that you ended it.
Yeah. You did right.
Because, you know, when a man wants to be with you, he's not going to take the chance on you thinking that he doesn't care. You know, if I want to be with you, I'm going to communicate with you. Hey, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, but I'm busy. You know, I'm not going to be able to pick up the phone. Like a man will let you know. He'll communicate when, you know, something weird's going on. Anyway.
That's true. Okay, next is for Mo. It's MOA2710. And it says, is there a solid partner that is entering my life soon? I've had enough heartbreak.
Well, not until you heal from that heartbreak. I can tell you that much. The primary law is the law of vibration. The secondary law is the law of attraction. You can only attract in according to the frequency in which you vibrate. So that means that, you know, quite a bit of that heartbreak has to be healed. I'm not saying all of it. You don't have to be glowing, floating on a cloud and shitting rainbows before something solid comes in, but quite a bit of that does have to be released. 9 of Wands. And the Empress reversed. So solid, not quite a vibrational match for that yet. Not quite. Excuse me. But the good news is once you heal, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. It's just that right now, you know, you still kind of got your walls up, still got a lot of that past energy. A lot of that heartbreak is still weighing on you, you know, as it should. I'm not saying that it shouldn't. I'm not saying you're doing something wrong. That's totally natural, totally normal. But yeah, there's nothing left due to come in other than your person. But soon, I don't know if I would say soon. Let's see what the second spread says. Justice reversed. 5 of Wands reversed. There, see, past energy again. 6 of Swords reversed, 6 of Cups. That's very heavy past energy. 7 of Swords. Whoever the sneaky, deceitful, lying fucktard is that's weighing on you the heaviest, their energy is still weighing on you pretty heavily. But again, I got the same cards as in the first spread. The Lover's card. That's your divine life partner. So whenever you can get this sneaky, shitty, lying game player out of your energy, your divine life partner is all that's due. Now, you'll probably be tested a few times. Probably most people are tested before they meet their person. Some people never even realize they're being tested. Other people, it's a little bit different. But as long as you're healing, as long as you're actually taking the wisdom that you gained from the past and integrating it into your path moving forward, you should pass a test with flying colors. And usually minimum about 2 or 3 times. It's different for everybody, but most people somewhere in the vicinity of 2, 3, 4 times you're tested. And then right when you release it, right when you give up on it, right when you say, fuck it, whatever, I'm not even worried about that anymore. Then you round the corner and boom, bump right into them. So, yeah.
Okay. Next is for Annie. What does my male supervisor feel about me romantically and professionally?
Romantically? Are you in the chat? Is there reason to believe this person may have romantic feelings for you? That'd be nice to know. Actually, real quick, see if you get a response. I'm going to swap a couple decks out. I'll replace 3 of them.
Yeah, we do this every Sunday. $25. Uno question.
All right. You get a response?
No.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, it's going to be a generic answer then. First thing I have to see is if there is a soul contract for something romantic. Let's see if we get a 2 of Cups, a 10 of Cups, a King and Queen of Cups, 10 of Swords reversed. 5 of Cups reversed, 8 of Coins reversed. Ooh, Devil card. Okay. There is a little bit of karma. There's some karma from a previous lifetime. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything here indicating like a long-term romantic relationship, but I am seeing a sexual attraction. Sexual attraction, definitely. Ace of Cups reversed, though, next to the Devil card. I wouldn't call that romance. I would call that lust, you know. So let me see what the second spread says. So professionally, I do think this person does see you as somebody who has the potential to be with the company long term. Other than that, though, yeah, without knowing whether or not there's reason to believe there's romantic feelings, there is a karmic contract. I don't know if this, I don't know, there's a sexual attraction there. With the Ace of Cups reversed, this person is either emotionally unavailable or blocking off his feelings, and does see you as somebody with potential to stay with the company long term. So it's not too negative. I don't know how long you've been at that job. So yeah, doesn't really look horrible. Doesn't really look horrible, but I would just be careful with the romantic thing. And if the two of you do end up trying to take things to the next level, make sure you're gaining clarity on how he feels. Because if you remain confused about how he feels, it's probably because he's still just running off of a sex-based connection. But there is karma to be cleared. 100%. All right.
Hold on. Okay, next is Allison. Okay, I'm in a relationship with Dennis. He and I have been in and out of one another's lives since 2017. I know there is some kind of connection between us. Well, this past year, he has consistently been in my life, and I guess I want to know what is in our future. Is it a relationship that's built to last, regardless of a few obstacles that we both have to get past? He and I have been shitty to one another at one point or another, and he's very secretive in ways I'm very committed on being communicative. I'm just trying to understand Dennis and myself because I really don't want to waste precious time. If birthdays matter, me July 20th and he's March 19th.
Okay. So that would be like Cancer, Leo cusp and Pisces, Aries cusp.
Wait, hold on. Because I know she's in the chat, but I think she might be like behind a little bit on the video. Hold on. Anyways, just go ahead, I guess.
Okay.
Because it is timestamped and she needs to go back.
Okie dokie. Well, gotta look at that soul contract then. Ooh, judgment. And yeah, nobody comes in and out of your life like that without there being a connection. Nothing that doesn't happen by random happenstance or accident. 100% there's a connection. I just want to see what it is exactly. Okay. Now, there we go. Past life karma. And with the 10 of Cups here, the karmic contract is supposed to be a long-term, potentially life partnership. So you had a life partnership contract in a past life that got fucked up. So you've agreed to come back and try it again in this lifetime. And it's been looping around and looping around and looping around and repeating the cycle. So technically, it's supposed to, well, I don't know what you mean by built to last, because nothing is built to last. You have to build it and make it last, you know? So it's contractually, though, yeah, it's supposed to be long-term life partnership. I guess I'll look at this person's energy. If you all were to be able to make this work successfully, that would be the very first on and off relationship I've ever seen in my life turn on, stay on, and become successful. First time for everything. I've never seen it happen, but it could. It's possible. Especially when it's in the soul contract. Three of Pentacles. Two more.
Three of Pennies.
Three pennies.
Or pensies.
Pensies. Panties.
Pennies.
Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, reverse. Well, I don't really think he knows exactly what he wants. I think, intentionally speaking, he's agreeing to try his best to make this work because he's running out of options. You know, after a certain point, I don't know how old you all are, but at some point, for some people it's sooner, for some people it's later, but you get to this stage in life where reality smacks you. You know, when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. You can go play around, meet people, fuck around, and, you know, some people don't take relationships that seriously. But then inevitably at some point you're going to hit reality's going to smack you like, wow, I'm not going to be able to play this game forever. You know, I'm going to have to figure something out and settle the fuck down, or I'm going to die alone, you know? And I'm kind of feeling like here over the past year or so, he's been having that like come to Jesus moment. My only thing is being secretive and whatnot. Is he cutting that out for good 100%? I think he's making the effort to now. But is he going to be able to keep that up long term? That's what is yet to be seen. It's supposed to be long term, supposed to be life partnership. Supposed to be. That's the drama card.
What is this?
The drama card.
What is it?
Five of Wands.
The drama card.
Drama, conflict.
Oh, where they're okay. Yeah. They're
five
fighting.
people smacking each other with sticks.
Got it.
So I think he's working on it. He's wanting to. I think he does have good intentions, but he's battling with himself, to change his ways and whatnot. So I would give it about a 60, 70% chance that you all could make this work out successfully. It's going to take some more work, though. I would say by the end of this year, if things are still going on the same path that they've been on for the past year, you all have enough momentum to where things should be on a pretty good track. So at least you have a long-term soul contract. That's working for you.
Your little fighting cards hit me. It wants to fight.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, next is for Joe and Jay. I know my partner wants to be with me, but do they want to actually blend, bend, and marry me?
What does that mean?
Do they want to marry them?
What's blend and bend mean?
I don't know. Blend, like become one. Like becoming like one with each other. Why is that so confusing for you?
I'm trying to figure out.
I think
what
you're
that means.
overly analyzing.
So you know they want to be with you. So that's what's confusing. I know this person wants to be with me, but do they want to blend and bend? I'm confused.
They said, I think, is that Jay? We live in 2 houses now with 2 families.
Oh, blend families together. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense with the blend part. But yeah, like becoming one and get married and yeah.
Well, I mean, if the person wants to be with you, then yeah.
Says, and I don't feel they want to come together. Just keep going with the way things are.
Wait a minute, but you said this person wants to be with you. That's where I'm
like
confused.
Being in a relationship, like they're in a relationship, but if they live in 2 different houses and maybe they're just content with seeing each other how they are, but keeping their separate houses and keeping everything separate, or are they going to come together as a family, be in one household?
No, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think this person's main fear is having everything crash and burn. That's this person's main fear. I don't know how long y'all have been together. But this person's really, really, really cautious about getting with somebody and then, it popping off and turning into a bunch of drama and conflict and crashing and burning and then having to start over and start from scratch. That's this person's main fear.
She said, I'm a Leo and he's Sagittarius, 2 years.
2 years? Okay. Well, it's getting past the point where that decision needs to be made here soon. If it's been 2 years.
Yeah, that's been quite some time.
Been 2 years. Man, sometimes y'all Saggies be getting paranoid about shit. Is that your boy?
That's better.
Let's see what the second spread says. Tower card again. I don't know why this person has in their mind that I think this person's afraid to get too close to you is wanting to keep you at just enough of an arm's distance to where they would be able, like, if they got any closer to you, you have a lot of power, and you could completely destroy this person's life. And I'm thinking they're kind of just trying to control the situation so that, I don't know how to word that. They're trying to keep the situation in their control, you know, and try to avoid damage control, basically, because they're afraid of things crashing and burning, you know. And to answer the question directly, yeah, I think they do want to be with you, but they're too afraid. They're too afraid. So they're trying to control the situation and keep themselves at a safe space where they feel like they can predict where things are going. If the two of you got into a big old fight and broke up, oh, okay, whatever, at least I still got my house, you know, and this and that.
He said he's building a property for us, but I want us to build together. And he said he doesn't get that.
No. I mean, if he's building a property for both of you, I don't know. He's the main reason why he's been keeping you at an arm's distance for a while, though, is because he's trying to control the situation.
I feel like if he builds the property, then at the end of the day, it's his property, right? Like if something happened, it's probably just like that fear side of him that he's like not wanting to fully commit. Like he's got 9 toes in, but he's still got that pinky toe sticking out. And like by not having a house that you built together, then he's going to be safe in his own head. It's like his own little security blanket of still making you happy, but also keeping his fears at bay too.
Yeah, because it's mainly damage control. Trying to control the situation, keep himself at, you know, as in control of the situation as possible, so that if you woke up one day and had a wild hair up your ass and decided to leave, or if things blew up and turned into some drama, he would still be able to control the situation.
Yeah, that's his own insecurities at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He said, and I'm not going to be a 90-year-old lady with his kids kicking me out if something happens. Yeah, that's true. So then what do you do? Like, that's...
Oh, you can only do one or two things. You can try to...
Reassurance, maybe?
You can try to, like, have a conversation with the person and say, hey, this is what I want. And see if the two of you can meet eye to eye. And if you can't meet eye to eye, you have one or two choices.
That's what they did. They said he doesn't understand why. I think that's just deflecting, like, or trying to make it seem like, never mind.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he's mainly trying to control the situation. He's trying to make it to where he has the power over the situation. Because I think, now, I'm not allowed to spy on the details of somebody's life, but most of the time, when somebody's in that energy, it's because something happened to them before.
Yeah.
That where the rug was pulled out from under him and everything was ripped away from him. I could be wrong on that, but most of the time when somebody's in that energy, it's because it happened to him before. And he is trying to protect himself from any potential bullshit happening later on down the line.
I think that if you know your intentions are good and you know like you don't have anything bad intentions and you don't plan on leaving, then you have to just like release it and just let him do his thing and be a part of it if you want to, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's hard probably for a Leo.
Well,
right? I mean, Leos like to be. I don't really know Leos that well, but I just know that they. Sorry, go ahead.
When you're with somebody that wants to control the show, you have to feel it out. Because if you get in there and you start trying to like control the show and bend things and it causes nothing but a fight, you have one or two choices to make. I'm fucking out of here, or okay, control the show, do your thing. That's the two choices that you have.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, pretty much right now. Yeah, it's not easy going with the flow of having two houses to care for. Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah.
That has to be a lot. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Next we have Diane. I think that's how you say it. male friend showing a lot of interest in the last few months, getting jealous of other guys, but not making a move. Is he interested? He's a Cancer.
Of course.
The Cancer boys.
What's your zodiac sign? Does it say?
No.
Queen of Pentacles reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Two of Wands. Okay. So, is he interested? The short answer, yes. Now, I don't know any other way to word this, but I try to avoid using this lingo, but that's like the most beta male shit you can do. He's been waiting for you to make a move and patiently waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for you to make a move. And yeah, I think that, and the tension has been building, it's been building, and he's not really able to hide how he feels about it, but he's too afraid, too chicken shit to come forward and make a move himself.
Chicken shit.
So just sitting and waiting, hoping that you make a move when you probably had no idea he was interested. Most women don't. Whenever you got that guy friend that you think is your friend, and he's really waiting for something else, which is 99% of your guy friends. And now the tension is starting to bubble up to the surface, and you're starting to see it. So is he interested? Yeah. Yeah. He's been interested the whole time.
But he's waiting for you to make a move? That's so annoying. It's like, why would you want to make a move to someone who's being jealous? And
yeah. No, I mean, in a way, I do kind of understand, because women can be so confusing. Like, there's been so many times where, I've had a female friend that acts all flirty and this and that, whoop, whoop, and then you go to make a move, and they're like, ew, get away from me. It's like, well, what the fuck, So after a certain point, yeah, I can kind of understand where you're just hanging back then, like, all right, whatever then. I don't know how to read you. Every time I think I'm reading you right, I'm not. And I kind of get that, but still at the same time, if you're with somebody like that, and the tension is building that much, at some point you have to make a move, and either it works or you fuck it all up, whatever. But that's better than sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting while the tension builds, because then the next thing you know, you're going to end up getting with somebody else, and it's going to blow. Pow! It's going to explode. And then all of his intentions will bubble up to the surface, and it'll completely destroy the friendship. So it wasn't never a friendship to begin with, but so yeah. We got the Ace of Cups reversed and the Death card here, though. Karmic wheel in the upright. So the short answer to your question is yes, there is an interest. I would just be careful with this, though, because that energy, it's rooted in insecurity. It's rooted in insecurity. So you want to be real careful, if you decide to make a move, laying a foundation on that. Because you think he's jealous now?
I was just about to say that.
You think he's jealous now?
I was literally about to say that. I was waiting for you to finish.
Wait till y'all get together. Oh my God, you ain't seen nothing. Oh God, he will turn into the most insecure, jealous, possessive fucking person, constantly accusing you of shit, always wanting to go through your phone, and so just be careful with that, okay?
Yeah, like if he's just a friend and he's acting like that, it will be worse. And it's always the red flags in the beginning are always the reason why you end up bleeding in the end. So, tread with caution. All right, next is for Pink Aquarius. Should I continue to get to know the new person in my life, or should I walk away? It's been great until he said, what? STH? Bad yesterday and I left? Something. Until he said something bad yesterday and I left.
Well, let's look at the soul contract. Ooh, karmic wheel in the reverse. So there's still uncleared karma here.
He's a Cancer.
Which one is? Oh.
Another man Cancer. Together. Oh, wait. No, that's somebody else. Wait. Yes.
Aquarius and Cancer, sun sign placements can be a challenging energetic combination. Very challenging. But I mean, I technically can't tell you what you should do because there is uncleared karma. So your all soul contract isn't 100% complete. But I think what I would do, man, we got the Seven of Swords here. I don't trust this person just by looking at this energy here. I don't know what the something bad was that this person said, but yeah, if you're you just met this person, and they said something so bad that it made you want to walk away. If y'all aren't able to work through that in the beginning, I would not suggest laying a foundation or trying to, because you got to understand, it's only going to get heavier and more intense and heavier and more intense and heavier. And if all he's got to do is say something, and that's bad enough to make you walk away in the beginning, whew, how y'all going to handle your first real argument? How you going to handle that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that could be beyond ugly. So, but there is uncleared karma. So, let me see what the second spread says. Five of Wands. The energy's pretty messy here. I can't tell you not to because, like I said, there's uncleared karma. But I will tell you that Devil card, Five of Wands, the energy, if you all don't get to the bottom of this and have a come to Jesus moment and figure this out, then I wouldn't, because the way the energy sits right now, if you all should try to come together on the energy that, is bringing you together right now, it would turn very toxic in the next 6 months. So, all right.
Okay, next is for Angel. It says, what can I do to help Michael's situation? Michael's birthday is 10/5/89, on and off relationship since 2007. And we
Jesus
finally
Christ.
decided to get married, but he is in jail. Plot twist.
Help his situation. What do you mean?
I'm not sure. Are you in the chat? Maybe the situation of him being in jail. Oh, they're in the chat. So what is it you want to know? What situation?
I mean, yeah, what situation and what do you mean? He's in jail. What could you possibly do? Do you have any options of things that you could do? I don't know what you mean exactly. I couldn't imagine if somebody else is in jail, you even being able to do anything. So that's why I'm wondering what you mean by that.
Court case papers. What about the court case papers?
King of Cups reversed. Are we surprised to see the Karmic Wheel and the World card both reversed?
But they just got married.
I don't know. On and off since 07. There's quite a bit of karmic energy here.
So you said for his charge, court case papers for his. Okay, but what about like complete sentence?
Yeah, like what do you mean? What can you do?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Because this looks like he dug himself a hole. That with this energy, I'm not aware of anything that you could do to dig somebody out of this. Unless there's maybe some options, then I could give you some personal advice. But the energy here, he's dug himself a hole, like a deep hole. And that's something that he's been manifesting for many, many, many years. King of Swords, all these kings are reversed. Yeah, he's dug himself a hell of a hole. And when energy's this heavy, where's the other one?
The
Where'd it
wheel?
go? I just had it. No,
That one?
the 10 of Wands. Oh, there it is. This heavy? That's heavy, heavy, heavy energy.
So yes, he can either get a 90-day program.
He can get a 90-day program?
If
But what's it have to do with you?
maybe if she does something with the court case papers, then he can. I don't know.
I mean,
Like
this.
she said, support letters. I don't know what this.
Yeah, this doesn't. This energy is really heavy, and it depends on what you mean by help his situation, because there's not really a lot of help that can be done with this situation here. Not a lot.
Oh, support letters. Like if she can write letters. Oh, is it like, what is it? People can write things that it's like on behalf of their like personality or as their person.
Yeah.
What is that again?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know what the name.
And then
for it is.
she said her hands are swollen. She can't write.
Oh.
Oh.
Let me grab the second spread here, because this.
Talk to text and then print it out.
This energy is so heavy. I'm not really convinced that it would have much of an effect on the situation. 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. That's as heavy as it gets in the minor arcana. That's basically rock bottom, you know. And when you're at rock bottom, I'm not saying that help from others won't do anything, but when somebody's at that rock bottom energy like that, you could bend over backwards until your back breaks, and that'll maybe contribute to 5 to 10% of them climbing out of rock bottom. Let's see. And also, I don't know what the charges are. I don't know what the situation is, but it looks pretty heavy. And we did have the karmic wheel. So I don't like to use that word, but, you know, this is a karmic cycle that he's going through right now. And it was manifested. And see, look, the rock bottom card. So, I mean, I see, and 9 of Swords, 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords, 8, 9, 10. Boom, boom, boom. 7 of Wands. I don't know what you can do to help. I don't know.
It's something that his soul has to go through and experience.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you could do. If you did anything to try, if there was something you could do, I think it would take away from his experience of what he's supposed to learn and do with this right now.
Yeah. Without knowing all the details on the whole situation, I can't really dig very much deeper than that, but this does look like a cycle that is very intended for his soul's path. And he has the ability to climb up out of it himself, but outside influences, whenever somebody's on a path like that, an outside influence usually does very little to actually help the situation. And here, so let's say best case scenario. Let's say you were able to do something that really helped this situation, and you influenced the situation before it was time. Well, that would just push it out. And then, like, let's say he was to get out of jail or something like that. If it wasn't time, if his cycle wasn't complete, he'll go to jail again. He'll get stuck right back in there and right back in there and right back in there until either A, he completes the cycle, or B, he learns what it is that he needs to learn so that he can start integrating that into his path moving forward. Does that make sense? So, yeah.
That's what I feel too.
I would say try what you can. In a situation like this here, I'll close it with this. Try to exhaust every option you have at your disposal. Okay. And if you do everything that you can, and you can tell yourself, I've done everything I can. If it don't work, it's because it's not supposed to. Mm-hmm. If it's out of your control, it's part of the plan.
That way you could sleep good at night knowing you tried and did your part. And then also you're allowing the universe to do its part too.
Yeah.
All right. Here's our last one. We're going to wrap up part 1 with, and it's for Anonymous. We have been on and off for some time now, both Scorpios. We had an argument recently. Question, does he want to see me again?
Justice reversed. Ooh, and the devil. Karmic. Well, I've seen this karmic wheel more times today than I have in the last month. The short answer is yeah, I think so. But I think he's very much hanging on to that victim mentality. Now, that I'm not to say that he is or he isn't. I don't know who's the antagonist of the situation or who's the catalyst for the problems. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. If he's still hanging on to that and he brings that energy back to the connection, it'll loop around and repeat the same cycle. And that's where we got the karmic wheel right here. The short answer is, yeah, I think he wants to see you again. He's very, very hung up on the victim mentality, though. Very much so. Let me see what the second spread says. Boom, King of Wands. Yeah, very stuck in his ways. Very, very stuck in his ways. So it's kind of like he does want to see you again, but he doesn't want you to know that. He wants to establish the power dynamic like the power is in his hands. So basically, and y'all are both fixed signs. That's why these things go on and off like this, because two fixed signs. Anyway, though, the short answer is yes. Yes. But the longer answer is that he doesn't really want you to know how he feels or what he feels. He wants the power in his hands. You know, he wants to be the one in control of the situation. And so he's wanting you to think that he's walking away from this and hoping that it's eating at you, and hopes that you'll be the one to come running and chasing after him. I would be careful with that, though, lest he start playing with that energy. The short answer is yeah, though, he does. But again, you said y'all been on and off. Careful with that. Careful with that. How many times does it have to go on and off before you say, fuck this, I'm done? But the short answer is yeah, he wants to see you again.
All right. So we're going to come back for part 2. So if you were thinking about getting a reading during the break, you can do that. We are accepting orders. And yeah, thank you everyone who participated in part 1. And then we'll be back at 4 p.m.
Pacific time. Yep. So 3 hours.
We'll see you guys then.
All right, y'all. Doses.